Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie, and that movie is Camp Rock. I saw this movie when I was like 12, and I thought it was like the most amazing, incredible movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I watched it a couple years ago and was like, ooh. And then I recently just watched it again and I was like, but it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, it's camp. This little joke because it is called Camp Rock. Let's get straight into the movie. So our main character, her name is Mitchie. She is a singer, but she's like so shy. Also, I'm very sorry, my allergies are really bad, so I'm gonna try to keep the sniffling to a minimum, but it's hard. Literally, Demi Lovato during this movie, because she was doing coke the whole movie, behind the scenes. Get it? So anyway, she wants to go to Camp Rock, where it's like all the best singers, musical artists go. But she's not rich, so she can't. But then her mom, who is a chef, is gonna cater the entire Camp Rock camping. She can go because you get like a discount and you can go with me and you can help me out, whatever. So she goes to Camp Rock. Whenever they get there, I'm gonna say something, and I don't want to be mean, but I would avoid all of these people like the plague. Like, the beginning shot is them all like dancing, using drumsticks, jumping and doing flips. There's this one guy at like the shot, and he does the most insane dance move. He's like, and it's kind of like whenever like a zombie, or not a zombie, but like a undead creature, like you think it's dead and it goes like, and then it's like alive still. Like, that's kind of what his dance moves remind me of. I've never seen anyone do a dance move like this. Like, I saw it and I was like, whoa. I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of awesome. And then while they're all at camp, we meet our love interest named Shane. It's Joe Jonas. The three Jonas brothers are in this, minus the one that they don't ever talk about. And Joe's the main love interest, and he is like, he's like going to camp because he's like a bad boy and they need to like restore his image. Like, all he did was like storm off of set one day, and suddenly they're like, yeah, you're the bad boy. You're a bad boy. And he's like, I don't want to go to camp and teach people, because he's gonna like be one of the instructors. Mitchie meets a girl named Caitlin, and they become like friends. And it's not really that big of a deal, but Caitlin's kind of pisses me off. No offense. She's like the best friend who's like, I'm quirky and that's my personality trait. And it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're nice, but they also make me so annoyed. But she also meets three mean girls run by Tess, and she's like two little goons, and they're like the popular rich girls, and they like want to win this thing called Final Jam, which Final Jam is like end of the camp talent competition, and whoever wins gets to do a song with Joe, Shane. And so Mitchie's helping her mom like with catering in the kitchen, and there was like this like the most insane pile of meat on the counter you've ever seen for burgers. Girl, by the time you finish up all those burgers, that is going to be unsanitary temperatures, like unsafe temperatures, because it looks like what you would kind of give to like a dinosaur, you know, like a giant hunk of meat. It's just so unsettling looking, but I feel like you should not have it on the counter for that long. And also, all she does is take off her gloves and she doesn't even wash her hands after. Girl. Kitchen safety is not their priority, apparently. They don't care if these kids get salmonella. She's like in like the area where she's in an area where no one is, with a piano, and she's singing her song, and she's like, this is real, this is me, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I was trying to do like the cursive singing, but I couldn't. Shane is like, who's that diva singing? So he like walks in, but she's gone. So he's like, I wonder who was singing. I love her. Which also, like, I don't want to be this person, but I think you could tell who's singing, because it's like your singing voice is not that different from your regular voice like most of the time. So it's like, if you know what she sounds like singing, just talk to people and you can find her. So then later, this is probably my favorite part of the movie. It's opening jam night, where like everyone's in the cafeteria and then there's an insane choreographed dance. When I was like 12, I watched this and I thought this was the coolest dance sing thing ever. It's not. It's not. I got like secondhand embarrassment from this. I was like, I don't feel good. Like, I'm getting the chills and I feel kind of sick. Like, my insides are hurting. She's like talking with the rich girls, and it's like, my mom's the president of Hot Tunes TV in China, because she's embarrassed that her mom like is a caterer, which is like really sad, because I think it's really cool to be like a chef.
But my mom. Yeah? What? The president of Hot Tunes TV in China.
And it's like, I get it, because like when you're a kid, you're kind of like being like, well, I don't want these people to think that I'm like poor, and the only reason I'm here is because like my mom could get a discount. But it's like sad. And then Caitlin gets really upset at this, and she's like, oh, you're friends with them now? Fine. And it's like, girl, you met her yesterday. Hold your horses. There's like a dance lesson with Shane. It's so stupid. Like, I used to think that these were like cool when I was a kid. Like, I literally was like, this eats. And I hate to say it, but I did try to learn this dance when I was a kid. Like, he just kind of like walks around and like does stupid stuff with a mic. So it's like not that impressive, but like I would watch it and I'm like, I got this. Pretending I was like there. So like it has a very near and dear relationship to my heart, but I wish it didn't. So then later she meets, so then like Mitchie is taking a walk and Shane is by the docks or like by the water strumming his guitar. And this is when he's like, yeah, you probably don't even like it. And she's like, no, it's really good, girl. He played you like 10 seconds of it. And she's like, yeah, but like if people would like it, at least I would. And he's like, thanks, babe. And he doesn't know that she's the one who was singing yet.
Can a guy get some peace?
Was that you playing? It sounded kind of different.
Than my usual stupid cookie cutter pop star stuff?
I liked it.
At lunch the next day, Tess accidentally trips, like not trips, but like stumbles slightly, but like doesn't fall over Caitlin's foot. Like, cause Caitlin was just sitting there, she didn't mean to, and then she's like, sorry. Actually, I'm not.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm so not.
She's like, I am not responding to that. Tess dumps her spaghetti on Caitlin, and then they start throwing like bear noodles at each other. So it's like, it's not even dirty. It would make more sense if it was spaghetti with like red sauce, but it's just plain spaghetti. Like they might have butter on it or not, but they each throw like a handful and they're barely covered. Like the person who's covered the most is Mitchie, who was in the middle of the two. So it's like, girl, this is not a food fight. You took a handful of noodles, that's it. And then Caitlin gets in trouble because Tess is like, it was her fault. So then the director of the camp is like, okay, Caitlin, you're gonna be working in the kitchen as punishment. I don't know why that's punishment. And also, I don't know if you would want the person who started a food fight in your kitchen. Those don't mesh. She might be in more food fights, you know, with the chefs. So then Mitchie tries to hide the fact that it's her mom, so she like hides. But then Caitlin obviously sees her, and then she's like, why did you tell me? Like, why did you tell me? And she's like, because I was embarrassed. Whenever they first see each other in the kitchen, she like spills and like drops stuff. Mitchie gets wet. And the mom's like, what happened here? And then Caitlin is like, she drowned in her lies. Girl, please. She just said that her mom worked for a different company. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, jeez.
What happened to you?
She got drowned in her lies.
The girl's gonna make up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. They're friends again. All it took was her being like, sorry, I was being mean. And she kind of stood up to Tess a little bit. It doesn't really matter. They're friends again. And Mitchie and Shane are hanging out more. And that is pissing off Tess, who has a big fat crush on Shane. So then Tess finds out about Mitchie's mom. And in front of everyone's like, hey, Mitchie, tell us about your mom. And then Mitchie's like, what? And then she's like, your mom does not work for Hot Tunes TV. She's the freaking cook here. And everyone's like, oh my god, poor. Poor. How did you even get into this school, poor?
Your mom cooks our food and you help her. That's the only way you could afford this camp, right? Mitchie has dishes to do. Let's go.
I don't think it would matter that much because she also only told like 3 people. Like, I'm kind of one of those people who it's like, I get where Mitchie's coming from, because it's like, if you're under so much stress and like you're scared and you're like, don't fit in anywhere, it's not unheard of for a kid to lie about something like this. But it's like you shouldn't, but it's like at the same time it's like, it's not the end of the world. I think it's a much more bad thing to be the person who's like, you lied in front of everyone and I'm gonna make fun of you for being poor. Like, you're not in our tax bracket, bitch, so you can't come to this school. And it's so funny because Tess is like going on and on about like, you lied to everyone. It's like, she told 3 people. Did you tell people, bitch? And Shane's right behind Mitchie because he was just like standing there and he's like, girl, you didn't know either. You didn't know either. Shut up. So then another horrible thing happens. Tess does not want Mitchie in the final jam because she doesn't want her to win. So she like plants stuff and says that Mitchie and Caitlin stole like a bracelet from her. Tess's friends bail out on her and are like, we don't want to do this with you, you're a jerk. So then they do it by themselves. And this one girl, I don't know her name, she was one of Tess's followers, like does really good, and like there's like flashbacks of like Tess being mean to her, but it's like, Diva, love you so much, but I don't know who you are. I don't even know her name still. The guy who runs the camp is also the guy who's like the host of Final Jam, and he's like, this is the end of Final Jam. Our judges are going to go and figure out who won. And the three boys walk off. It's the Jonas Brothers. And then like the two girls, our main divas, Mitchie and Caitlin, are like, hey, since it's the end of Final Jam, we can do it. And he's like, I was over and you've catch on. I said end of Final Jam, but you can still sing. That's exactly what he sounds like, by the way.
I was so hoping you'd catch on. Now get out there, steal their hearts, and rock it, Poppet.
So then they sing, and she does the song that Shane heard. And he like turns around and he's like, it's her. And it's so silly. And then he starts singing too. You're the voice I hear inside my head, the reason that I'm singing. She sings. She doesn't win though. One of the other girls who broke off of Tess's group wins. And then as all Disney Fashion does, the mean girl, her mom neglects her, so you're like, oh, I feel so bad for her. And then she apologizes to Mitchie and to Caitlin, and then that's kind of like the end. And then they all sing, and that's the end of the movie. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, because if you do not do those things, you're gonna be forced to go to a camp where they sing constantly 365 days a year, because you're going there all year. It's like boarding school and summer camp all together. Bye.